Alright, so for this one what we have is actually a kill box. It's checking for a lose state condition. So if the player drops below a certain number of lives, then you lose. Then you have a goal state with a position trigger, and you have a pickup coin. The player needs to be able to get to the coin and to the trigger to win. So you have two states that require that one to load the game after that. We had 3.5 seconds for it. If you hit the kill box, so I have a player with 2 lives, so then I went to my lost state, and it was on the fade on die, so it went to lost state and then faded on die there. So you have either option. You can either lose or you can win that way. Let's take a quick look now for the setup on it. So the basics on this one, and just to kind of show you briefly, again we'll go through way more on the detail side when we start doing videos just covering all the features of it. But for player, he now has is lives counter, so he's actually counting his lives and he's counting the items he picks up. So as long as he has these on, when something occurs, it's going to tell him to check for conditions within the game, send it off to the goal in the tile manager. Alright, and then for the goal now checks on goal rules for the lives. It's saying to lose less than or equal to condition value of 0. So when you run out of lives, when you get to 0, then at least one player at that state, then you go to an instant lose state. So it doesn't matter whether or not you've met this condition, you've immediately met the lose condition over here. Even if there were more lose conditions, because it's set to instant, it's just going to go straight to it. Alright, so that's going to get us set up for those, and then also the goal position. The goal position is set for the win, and if you could have it where you need 4 or 5 players to all be in the same area, and you can set it for that way on this part of it. Alright, but that's going to give us our basic setup where we can actually do it this way. What we could also do, and I'll just do this one real quick so you can see it. If we were to go to items, and this time items to collect, we said 4. 2 ways to approach this. Now if you notice, if I said 4, that means that it requires 4 or more to actually win that particular goal. Well, if I get this one and go to here, it's not going to let me win because I actually haven't completed it. But remember, the win state is different than the lose state. Lost state happened, lose, lost right there. If you were going to do anything where it was the coins and you were trying to make sure you had it to work, you would actually have to go to the, we'll just use the eyedropper here. You would actually have to make sure that you had at least 4 coins in the scene. So on our trigger enter, for the goal, I can actually walk over here. Now I've triggered the goal right there because I've walked across it, and then the exit's turned off, so it's not going to like, it's going to remember that I went through it. So then I pick up my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th coin, and then I go to my win state. Alright, so that'll let you be able to choose and kind of set up different type of objects and items for how you want to do the win state for those.